So on today's show, we're going to read some of the listeners' emails and chop up game about that and talk about what's going on in the news, things that's popping off. One thing that's going on right now is Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown. They are getting a divorce. They are officially getting a divorce. Now, people have been talking about Bobby and Whitney breaking up for years, but now it's official. Whitney has filed for a divorce today. And it's kind of a throwaway story. Nobody's shocked. I know Bobby, he's been doing his thing. Whitney has hit the wall. And now they're getting a divorce. So who's shocked? I'm surprised they lasted this long because Whitney had really hit the wall. Now, Bobby, he hit the wall too. But Whitney really hit the wall. I don't see how this cat was having sex with this broad. And I guess it just got to a point where he just couldn't do it no more. And I really don't blame him. I mean, you can't bribe your dick. No matter how much money a bitch is waving over your head, either you're attracted, or you're not. So that's the deal with Bobby and Whitney. Now, one email that I've been getting emails discussing previous shows, and on one show I talked about how rich, successful black men don't normally fuck with fat women. Not normally, they just don't at all. And I told people to find me one example of a man who got with a fat bitch, a black man who got with a fat female after he became a millionaire. I asked people to name one. And people were kind of reaching. Some people tried to say LL Cool J and his wife. They tried to say that she's kind of fat, but she's not fat. That woman is far from fat. I mean, she had a few kids over the years, but she has gotten thick over the years. But she was with LL before he had money, so that don't count. And a couple of people have tried to say, well, Biggie Smalls and Faith Evans. They're trying to say that Faith Evans was overweight when she got with Biggie. Now, Faith Evans wasn't overweight when she got with Biggie. Faith was kind of thick. If you look at some of those old pictures, actually Faith was aight. Cute face. But she was far from fat. She wasn't really a fat chick. Also, Biggie really wasn't a millionaire when he first came out. Now, when Biggie really started making some paper, he got with Charlie Baltimore's ass. And if you look at that first baby mama Biggie had, which they keep her well hidden. They keep her well hidden from the public. That again proves my point. But nice try, fellas. And I stand by my point. Brothers who get money do not fuck with no fat bitch. As we were talking about on the show, how the myth about black men liking big women, they like to perpetuate that myth. That myth is absolutely not true. Black men don't like big women. Broke men like big women. And again, if anybody wants to debate that, show me an example. Anyway, what else is going on? We got other emails going on. Typical emails. I got one email. Well, I get a number of emails from certain cats on my MySpace page at myspace.com/Tariq_Nasheed. Now, some guys are always, they ask consecutive questions about different details of things. And that gets annoying a little bit. I don't mind people sending me questions. I don't mind helping people with their questions. But I get a couple of guys on my message board who just ask me questions about every little detail in life. And I'm like, God damn, bro, you're going to have to use your brain. Take this game and use your own swagger with it, homie. Because I get emails from certain guys. They're like, okay, Tariq, I want to take this girl out. Where should I take her? Okay, if I take her to this restaurant, what should I order? What should she drink? Where should we go afterwards? I'm like, well, damn, give me the bitch's number and I'll take her out. Shit. You gotta use your own style, impose your own game. You know, I give you the foundation. You dig? But I want you to use some of your own swagger in there. I'm like Phil Jackson. You're gonna be Kobe. You can utilize your own techniques. I'm just gonna give you the basics. I'm gonna coach you on the skills that you already have. I want you to be yourself, players. That's what the Mackin game is about. It's about being comfortable with yourself and stepping to women in a comfort zone. When you're comfortable with yourself, that makes you confident. I don't want you to try to be me. I don't want you to be something that you're not. That's why my book was called The Mac Within. The Mac is within you. There's a certain Mac within you that you need to hone in, bring it out, and let it bubblate on the surface. That's what I try to do. I try to tap into the resources that's already in you. Because we all have different interests. My game is way more different than the average cat's game. You feel what I'm saying? You might have different hobbies and interests that I don't have, so you can't tailor and pattern everything that I do to your liking. I like, you know, different types of shit. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. I like art. I like museums. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats aren't into shit like that. So my swagger is different. Nigga, you might be into PlayStation and kickball or skateboarding, some shit that I don't fuck with. So brothers, the game that you have, be yourself. I coach you with your game, I advise you on your game, and I try to help you be comfortable with yourself. Don't ever try to be something that you're not. The Mackin game is not about being fake or phony. It's about being yourself and being compatible with the people that's comfortable with you being yourself. And that brings us to another email I got. I got an email from a gentleman, and he wanted to know, King Flex, does height matter? And I've gotten this question before from cats. A lot of guys who might be short, they might think, well, damn, you know, I'm not no 6'5" guy. How can I get women? Truth be told, fellas, height really doesn't matter, man. It's all in your confidence level. I know dudes, man. I got pimp buddies. Like one of my mentors, a guy named Rosebud. Rosebud is like 5'6". That nigga had hoes out the yin yang. You dig? Look at Jermaine Dupri. Look who he's fucking with. That's a little bitty old petite nigga. Doesn't matter, homie. It does not matter. It's all about your game, and if you're comfortable with your height, if you're insecure about your height, that insecurity is going to show out and ooze out through your pores, and women are going to see that, and that's going to be a turnoff. So you got to be comfortable with your height. You got to accept it. There's nothing you can really do. I talked to a buddy of mine, one of my students this weekend. He knows who he is. He's listening to the show, and he asked me, should he get like, what kind of shoe? There's some kind of shoes you can get that'll make you taller. He was asking me if it's a good idea to get shoes like that. I said, hell no. You don't have to do all that, player. Just be you. And I'm, you know, I know this is hard coming from a guy. I'm 6'4". So I know it's kind of hard information coming from a guy. I'm a tall guy. But hell, even if I was 3'11", nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'll walk off in the club in a leprechaun outfit with the shoes with the buckle on them bitches. I'll walk up to bitches telling them to go find me a rainbow and get my fucking gold. I wouldn't be playing games with these bitches just because I was short. I would still have the same swagger. Trust me. So don't let that fuck with you, players. I know some short dudes who got mad hoes. Be comfortable with yourself. What other questions I got? Now I got an email from one of my Macks in trainings down in Florida, and he wanted to know, King Flex, what's some good music to play when a woman is over to your crib to get her in the mood? What kind of music to play, or what's the best songs to play to get a woman in the mood? Oh shit, that's easy, player. You bump this right here. Shit, I got something for you to play. You want to get a female in the mood, player? You bump this. Put this on. Shit.
There's a calm surrender.
That's William Hung, nigga.
To the rush of day, when the heat of the rolling world can be turned away.
Are you laughing, beyond?
An enchanted moment.
Put that on her, nigga.
And it sees me through.
She might look at you funny as hell.
It's enough for this restless warrior just to be with you.
And then start sliding them panties down.
You feel the love tonight.
Beyond.
It is where we are.
Then you put that on, that ass is yours, player. That ass is all yours. Anyway. You know what? A good record to play. I'm going to tell you exactly what to play to get women in the mood. There's a CD by the group 112. Their very first CD, Nigga. I used to put that on and women would just do all types of shit. The CD is like 15 songs on it. Damn near all of them are slow cuts, back to back. Fly shit. It's the first 112 CD. You get that, you put it on, watch how women react, nigga. That CD, it has like magical powers, nigga. Trust me on that. Get the 112 CD. The group 112 is their very first CD, came out like 96. Nigga, the cuts on there are incredible. Definitely get a female in the mood. Bring it to your crib. You know, you gotta Febreze them bed sheets first. Put on some candles, put on some incense. You throw that shit on, nigga, you in the house. You good to go. You be bumping uglies all night. Anyway, now I got a few emails, a couple of emails from a married couple. Now this is kind of deep. I got an email from a married woman who was talking about her husband and saying that her husband is a big fan of my book. And I also got an email from the husband. Now, I don't think that they know the other one sent an email. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that each other sent an email. But here's the wife's email. And I'm going to change their names because I don't want to, you know, put their business out there. But I'm going to change their names. Now, the wife, we're going to call her CJ. She sent an email that says, Tariq, my name is CJ. I'm a 22-year-old married African-American female. My husband has your books and carries them around everywhere, including work. Now I have to ask you a question. Should I be worried if my husband is reading and literally quoting everything that you write in your book? Is your book for single men or married men or both? Ever since he picked up your book, he's been openly cheating on me and quoting things that you have written as his source for why he does what he does. He talks about you in your book so much that, no exaggeration in parentheses, that when talking about you, I asked him to refer to you as the Honorable Tariq Nasheed. He treats you like God, and I don't think it's healthy. And this is funny. So one night we were about to make love, and instead of playing some nice music to listen to while we were having sex, he had on your live broadcast from iTunes. Okay. That's a deep one. Anyway, he defends his cheating by saying, well, according to Tariq Nasheed, you're a copper chick and I need to raise my standards, and so on. Now, every day he calls me something new, anything from a copper chick to a hood rat. Now, for those who don't know, those are terms that I use in my books describing different women. Now, the email further says, I'm a Christian, I go to church, I read my Bible, I pray, while he does nothing but go to your website, read your books, and compare me to every other woman on the face of the planet. I am no way blaming you, because I think your books are enlightening and I agree with most of what you say. But I think he has taken it too far. And the girl that he sees now, although we're still married and living together, he says is worth more than me and is better than me because of what your book says. Damn. She goes on to say, it hurts when I defend myself against his verbal attacks, and he says I'm being disrespectful. Honestly, in your opinion, should I give up? Because I almost came to that point. I know they say if you love someone, you let them go, but what if you love somebody? Should you fight for them? I don't know anymore. He openly cheats on me and accuses me of staring at other guys. What should I do, Tariq? Signed, CJ. So this woman knows that her husband is openly dealing with other women. And she sends a picture of her, and she sent a picture of the other woman. Now CJ is a very good looking chick. She's a very good looking chick. And she sent a picture of the other woman. The bitch on the side is kind of tight. So I got an email from the husband. And we're going to call him SJ. And SJ's email goes, what's up, King Flex? My name is SJ. I'm 22 years old and I'm married. I was in the military for 2 years, but now I'm out with honorable discharge. I'm a pretty handsome brother with my own cars, my own apartment, decent job, my own money. And this is my last year in college. I purchased The Art of Macking and The Mac Within. They're great books. And my wife thinks we look alike. And I looked at his picture. He looked like he could be my little brother. So it's a real creepy thing. And SJ goes on to say, Flex, my wife is lazy as hell. And I'm not happy with her. But there are two sides to every story. And the bottom line is, would you tolerate a woman that can't cook or clean, but now since we both work at the same job, she tries to outman me? What should I do? I have all types of women that's down for me. Am I being deceptive? I don't know. I just don't think my wife is good for me anymore. And she won't let go of me like a fucking leech. These are this nigga's words. So what should I do? And he sent pictures too. He sent pictures of his wife and the chick on the side. Very unique situation. Now, I gotta pop my collar to him because at least he's letting his wife know what's up. I'll give him credit on that. Not to say I'm condoning any type of infidelity, but at least this brother's keeping it real pimpish. He ain't doing it on the sneak. The wife knows, he let her know what's up. Now with these two, first of all, they're way too young to be married. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why you motherfuckers should not get married in your late teens and early 20s. That's the bottom line right there. Now, I know somebody like Dr. Phil would say they should stick together. They should try to make the marriage work. Marriage is a sacred union. These motherfuckers need to get so far away from each other, it's sick. They were way too young to get married. You guys need to get a divorce tomorrow. That's real talk. The problem with the husband, he's too guilty to just flat out leave. So what he's trying to do is make the woman leave him so he can relieve his guilt. You understand that? And the wife, you need to really open your eyes and stop bullshitting yourself. You see your husband is cavorting around with another bitch. Get out the marriage. Let that shit go. You're being lazy, young lady. A lot of women try to put this moral smokescreen over shit like, ooh, I want to make it work, the Lord, and I pray in the Bible. Your ass is just too lazy to go out there and get you another nigga. You became comfortable with this dude. You became set in your ways. You probably did become lazy, and I'm not blaming you, sweetie. That's not a reason to be cheated on, but I'm just giving you the dynamic of what I think your actions are. And when a woman gets comfortable with a guy, you don't want to get out of that comfort zone, because for a woman to go back out there in the field, you know, you got to start getting your hair done on a regular basis. You got to take your ass to the gym. You got to stop farting around niggas. You got to just start switching your shit up, and you don't want to get out of that comfort zone. So you're like, fuck it, let me just try to make it work with this nigga so I can keep on doing what I'm doing now. That's what you're doing, CJ. You just on some lazy shit. You just don't want to get back out there in the field. But this situation, you got to get out of it. You guys do not need to be married. You're way too young. For my players out there, for my guys, and I want you to listen to me. As far as marriage, men don't even think about getting married until you're at least 25. All men have to go through a player stage, and 25 is a very liberal number. At least 25. I don't think you cats should be thinking about marriage or getting married until you're 30. But there's some guys who do have their mind right by the age of 25. Under 25, don't fucking do it. A lot of you cats get married at a young age, like 19 and 20 and 21, because during high school, you weren't really getting no play, and the first bitch to give you a blowjob, you wanted to wife her up. And then you get married and now you're miserable. You didn't go through that player stage. And now that you've gotten your shit together, you've gotten a little money, you done got out of college, you're gleaming, you're fresh to death, you're so fresh and so clean, you get out there and other women are checking for you, you're like, damn, I need to explore this. And then you become a married Mac. And a lot of problems start coming into play. And I talk about this in detail in my book, Player Be Played. You guys really need to get that book. I go way into detail about marriage and what ages not to get married and all that. I go really, really deep into detail about that. But fellas, do not think about getting married until you're at the very least, 25. You got to go through your player stage, because if you missed out on your player stage at a young age, you're going to do it when you get like in your late 30s, early 40s. They like to call that a midlife crisis, but it's just a player stage. Every man has to go through the stage where he knows that he can explore his options. You want to taste different pieces of poontang out there. It's like a lot of women go through the hoochie stage. It's deep stuff. But as far as you two, y'all need a divorce. All this stuff about soulmates. Somebody else sent me an email the other day talking about, is there such a thing as soulmates? We can have different soulmates. There's just not one person that's meant for us for the rest of our lives. We have different people that's meant for us at different stages of our lives. When you're 6 years old, the teacher that's more compatible with you is your first grade teacher. But when you're 12 years old, that first grade teacher is not compatible with you no more, because you've outgrown the lessons that she has to give you. You understand that? So you're going to need a 5th grade teacher. So at different stages in life, we might need a different quote-unquote soulmate. And to me, a soulmate is just somebody that we're compatible with. I don't put all that spiritual bullshit on it. You're just compatible with them. You're in the same place mentally and emotionally. The problem is, a lot of people try to date their high school sweethearts and motherfuckers they grew up with. Then when you get out there in the world and you start growing, your little high school buddy or your neighborhood love, they don't really grow with you. So you're at one stage and this person is at another stage, so you kind of outgrow them. And that becomes a problem. They don't have your same interest anymore. They don't have your views. They don't have your ideology anymore, and you're not compatible no more. And then when you try to force a relationship into that or a relationship out of that, it becomes a problem. Then people get frustrated when you're simply not compatible anymore. Now, if you grew up with somebody and you guys are growing together, you're on the same page, that's a beautiful thing. But unfortunately, that rarely happens. In many cases, one person outgrows the other, and you have to accept that shit sometimes and charge it to the game. But like I said, the ideal union, if 2 people are dating each other and they're growing and they're expanding their minds together and doing things together and learning new things together and growing together on some Ashford and Simpson shit, that's all cool. And I guess it just got to a point where he just couldn't do it no more, and I really don't blame him. I mean, you can't bribe your dick. No matter how much money a bitch is waving over your head, either you're attracted, or you're not. So that's the deal with Bobby and Whitney. Now, one email that I've gotten, I've been getting emails discussing previous shows, and on one show I talked about how rich, successful black men don't normally fuck with fat women. Not normally, they just don't at all. And I told people to find me one example of a man who got with a fat bitch, a black man who got with a fat female after he became a millionaire. I asked people to name one, and people were kind of reaching. Some people tried to say LL Cool J and his wife. They tried to say that she's kind of fat, but she's not fat. That woman is far from fat. I mean, she had a few kids over the years, but she has gotten thick over the years. But she was with LL before he had money, so that don't count. And a couple of people have tried to say, well, Biggie Smalls and Faith Evans. They're trying to say that Faith Evans was overweight when she got with Biggie. Now, Faith Evans wasn't overweight when she got with Biggie. Faith was kind of thick. If you look at some of those old pictures, actually Faith was aight. Cute face, but she was far from fat. She wasn't really a fat chick. Also, Biggie really wasn't a millionaire when he first came out. Now, when Biggie really started making some paper, he got with Charlie Baltimore. So on today's show, we're going to read some of the listeners' emails and chop up game about that and talk about what's going on in the news, things that's popping off. One thing that's going on right now is Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown. They are getting a divorce. They are officially getting a divorce. Now, people have been talking about Bobby and Whitney breaking up for years, but now it's official. Whitney has filed for a divorce today. And it's kind of a throwaway story. Nobody's shocked. I know Bobby, he's been doing his thing. Whitney has hit the wall. And now they're getting a divorce. So who's shocked? I'm surprised they lasted this long, because Whitney had really hit the wall. Now, Bobby, he hit the wall too, but Whitney really hit the wall. I don't see how this cat was having sex with this broad.